Everyone's been looking at Superman like he's the cornerstone of James Gunn's new DC universe. But zoom out just a bit, and there's a much deeper, darker, heart-pumping blood into this cinematic rebirth. It's not in Metropolis. It's in Gotham. And no, it's not just about Bruce Wayne. It's about the entire Bat family. The blood, the bonds, the betrayal. It's all been sitting right there in the comics for decades. And DC has barely scratched the surface. Now imagine this. A connected, emotional, character-driven Bat saga that finally tells the story. Not just another solo Batman reboot. Not just another edgy reinterpretation. But the saga. The one where Batman isn't alone anymore. Where Gotham becomes more than a backdrop for vengeance. It becomes a battlefield of legacy. Let's start with what's already confirmed. Brave and the Bold is coming. Batman and his son, Damian Wayne, finally stepping into the spotlight. But here's where things could shift the entire foundation of the DCU. Instead of making it a typical father and son superhero bonding film, it becomes something way bigger. Something that hits emotionally, thematically, and sets up years of storytelling. By the time Bruce and Damian show up on screen together, the Bat family shouldn't be just forming. It should already exist. This is key. The world of Gotham should feel lived in. Nightwing's already gone solo. Oracle's coordinating from behind the scenes. Tim Drake's operating as Red Robin, balancing detective-level intellect with combat precision. Jason Todd? Still a haunting shadow over Bruce's psyche, his absence louder than words. Damian arriving isn't just a new chapter. It's a confrontation with everything that's come before. A broken family, and a chance, maybe the last one, to put it back together. The League of Assassins needs to be more than a backdrop. They need to be a global presence. A symbol of legacy twisted by control and power. Talia al Ghul? She's not just an ex, she's a mirror. She reflects everything Bruce could have become if he leaned too far into the shadows. That emotional tension? It's electric. And then there are the Man-Bat ninjas. Not just for action, but a metaphor. Bruce isn't just fighting physical enemies. He's fighting the monsters born from the very world he's immersed himself in. And what makes it even more compelling is how the League operates like a twisted reflection of the Bat family itself. Structured, loyal, deeply rooted in legacy, but governed by fear and domination. Each mission against them isn't just tactical, it's personal. Every time Bruce faces Talia, there's that unspoken question. What if their son followed her path instead of his? And Damian? He's the living conflict, carrying both legacies inside him like ticking time bombs. The League's operations can stretch far beyond Gotham, touching Metropolis, Themyscira, even Kahndaq, making their presence a worldwide threat. Their agents are embedded in high places, manipulating governments, corporations, even the media. And while Bruce is battling criminals in alleys, the League is shaping geopolitics from the shadows. Talia knows Bruce better than almost anyone. His fears, his weaknesses, his regrets. That makes her dangerous. Not because she wants to destroy him, but because she knows how. She doesn't just challenge him physically, she forces him to question everything he's built. Imagine a moment where Damian is forced to choose between saving Bruce or leading the League. No easy answers, just raw, emotional stakes. This version of the League wouldn't be faceless ninjas. It would be layered with characters who have names, pasts, and motivations. Conflicted warriors, loyal fanatics, sympathetic traitors, and all of them believe they're restoring order to a broken world, which makes them all the more terrifying. Because from their point of view, they're the heroes. Now, while that's brewing, there's another movie that needs to hit before Brave and the Bold, Clayface. Not some throwaway body horror flick, but a raw psychological thriller, a descent into madness. Basil Karlo, a washed-up actor, slowly becoming the very monster he once played. It echoes Bruce's story perfectly. Two men, two masks, two personas bleeding into their real selves. Clayface loses himself in his power, in his need for control and identity. Batman's presence in this story? Think Darth Vader in Rogue One. Silent, looming, terrifying. only appearing when absolutely necessary, but unforgettable every time he does. By the end of Clayface's film, he's not dead. He's locked in Arkham, waiting, stewing. And that's when the long game begins. Because what follows could redefine the entire shape of DC storytelling. The first real cinematic Bat saga. Gotham as a breathing entity. The Bat family as its emotional core. And Clayface? Just the beginning. With Brave and the Bold kicking off the new status quo, it's time to go deeper. Audiences will fall for Dick Grayson all over again. And when they do, it's time for Nightwing. This one plays out like a grounded, character-first action series. Picture Daredevil with a DC heart. Set in Bloodhaven, it's gritty, morally complex, and layered with emotional depth. This is Dick Grayson's city now. No longer Robin, no longer a sidekick. He's a symbol of something Bruce never could be. Hope. And that hope is tested every step of the way. Blockbuster runs the underworld. Shrike, brutal, cold, and efficient, brings the muscle. But the standout? Deathstroke. Not just a cool cameo. This becomes the defining rivalry. Dick and Slade are two sides of the same coin. Trained assassins, molded by violence, but with vastly different hearts. The emotional tension here? It's not just about skill, it's about philosophy. Slade sees Dick as the one that got away, the one who didn't break. That obsession drives him, and it's not about revenge. It's about legacy, validation, and unfinished business. Slade doesn't want to kill Dick. He wants to prove that he can break him. Every fight between them is loaded with history. The tension isn't just in the fists. It's in the pauses, the taunts, the memories they don't speak about but both feel. There's a twisted respect there too, buried beneath the violence. Slade trained countless killers, but only Dick slipped through his fingers and became something greater. That eats at him. Bloodhaven becomes their battleground. But the real war is psychological. Slade pushes Dick to question everything. His identity, his choices, his independence from Bruce. There could be flashbacks to Dick's early days, showing moments where Slade tried to recruit him or manipulate him as a teenager, planting seeds that now come back in haunting echoes. And for Dick, facing Slade isn't just about stopping a killer. It's about proving, to himself, that he's not just a reflection of Batman, that he's his own man, that he can lead, protect, and build something better without falling into the same darkness. And by the end, even if he wins, that final look from Slade, the smirk, the warning, still lingers. Because Slade doesn't need to win the fight. He just needs to remind Dick that he'll always be watching, always waiting. By the end of the series, Dick earns his independence. But the final warning from Slade cuts deep. You'll never escape his shadow. And that line? That sets the tone for the rest of the Bat family. The emotional weight Bruce casts on each of them. Now what about the villains? This is where things get even smarter. Enter Arkham Chronicles, a twisted anthology-style series. Each episode dives into a single villain. Not just their crimes, but their psyche. Two-Face, Scarecrow, Killer Croc, Mr. Freeze. It's less about punchlines, more about pathology. Think Black Mirror meets Gotham Central. Every story ends with their capture. But more importantly, every villain reveals how deeply Batman has affected them. He haunts them, not just physically, but mentally. Then, in the finale, all of it explodes. The rogues are planning a mass escape. Joker, Harley Quinn, and someone whispering through the vents. A voice not yet seen. It's Bane. That slow, creeping build ends with a literal crack in the wall, and Arkham falls. Now imagine this. While Arkham collapses on screen, a new project drops. A fully animated Nightfall trilogy, not watered down, not abbreviated. The full story, Nightfall, Nightquest, Night's End. Bane breaks the bat. Azrael steps in. Bruce has to claw his way back. But here's the twist. It's all canon. It's not just a fun side project. These events happened. The trilogy acts as a time capsule, set years before Brave and the Bold. Which means when Bane reappears in the present, it's personal. It's not just a rematch. It's trauma resurfaced. Animation becomes a tool, not just for stylistic flair, but for expanding the world, deepening it, making it richer without breaking continuity. And with Azrael established, it's time for his own series. Jean-Paul Valley, haunted, broken, seeking redemption. His live-action series unfolds like a neo-Gothic thriller. Daredevil meets Da Vinci Code. The Order of Saint Dumas isn't just a cult. It's a conspiracy embedded in Gotham's underbelly. Oracle and Nightwing show up, not for cameos, but to anchor it emotionally. This story isn't just about justice. It's about guilt. And slowly, all roads begin to converge. Then comes the crossover event that everyone's been waiting for. Batman and Superman, public enemies. Lex Luthor becomes president, Superman gets framed, and suddenly, the entire government is turning on heroes. But through all the chaos, all the mistrust, one man still believes in Clark. Bruce. That's the emotional core. Two men, opposites in every way, united by principle. Bruce, guarded and scarred. Clark, open and idealistic. Their friendship becomes the soul of the DCU. Even as they clash, physically and ideologically, they never stop believing in one another. Cameos from Wonder Woman, Green Lantern, they tease the bigger universe. But the focus stays razor-sharp on the dynamic between these two icons. And when they fight, it's not fan service. It's the most honest conversation they've ever had. If that sounds like the Batman saga the DCU deserves, hit that like button, smash subscribe, and turn on notifications. Because if this story ever gets made, it could change everything. And hey, drop a comment. Who's your favorite Bat family member? Would you want this saga in live action or animated canon? Let the debates begin.